In Florida, surveillance video catches the brutal beating of a store clerk. The front page of the Gina Times truly tells the story of what's going on here tonight in Gina. The headline reading, officials prepare for a rally. Detectives here in Madison call this case a disturbing one to look into. They tell me their investigation into the Hells began back in March. Though the band will play on, including this Saturday, they are not completely out of the woods yet. So in return, if James can get a picture of this, they had to run hundreds and hundreds of feet of these hoses. Scott, at that budget work session today, council members agreed these are tough times that call for tough decisions. The smoking ban that went into effect today had smokers here in Ridgeland heading outdoors tonight. The thousands and thousands of protesters that literally crowded the area outside the LaSalle Parish Courthouse have pretty much left, but organizers of today's rally and march say it turned out to be exactly what they want. A hydrant missing for 2 months on Jefferson Street has one resident wanting answers. Scott, band members and students alike are relieved here on the campus of JSU, and though the band will play on, including this Saturday, they are not completely out of the woods yet. They've been placed on a year-long probation. Silenced? No more. Thursday night, members of the Sonic Boom of the South proudly played and marched their way through campus after a temporary suspension of the band was lifted.
The spirit is back with the band and everybody is back, you know what I'm saying, happy or whatever, man.
The suspension of the entire 280-member band came earlier this week after allegations of hazing. A university investigation later found there were some instances of overzealous student band leaders making members do sit-ups and crunches if they did not perform correctly, but no indications of physical harm were found. The suspension couldn't have come at a worse time. Saturday, the band is scheduled to play during what some call the Super Bowl of the SWAC Conference, JSU's game against Southern.
This was a big game for us, you know. This is the heart of the season, you know. And I'm real glad, you know. I mean, because I was real worried. And
band members weren't the only ones worried. So were students and alumni like Aaron Thompson. He played in the first Sonic Boom team ever at the school.
They stumble, but we never fall. And I just believe in that. We always have different obstacles come up from time to time, but the Boom always rise to the occasion.
Once again on the field, band members say they've learned a hard lesson but are thankful how things have ended.
It's just good to be a part of this band, you know, and I wouldn't trade it for nothing.
And tonight, university officials say should any new allegations of hazing pop up during this probationary period, the band will automatically be suspended again. But several band members I spoke to tonight say they'll be marching a straight line here on out. Scott? Well, Joyce, Greek counselors were on hand at Northwest Rankin today, and friends tell me tonight they're dealing with the loss the only way they know how. A jump into the reservoir and a song along the pier of Lakeshore Park. It's the quirky but exact way friends of Jessica Wilson say she would have wanted to be remembered.
Jessica was the most amazing person in the world.
The 17-year-old was killed Tuesday afternoon in an accident on Airport Road in Pearl. Police believe the car she was a passenger in hydroplaned, then collided with 2 trucks. Lindsay Gilmore has known Jessica since preschool and says she'll miss hearing the motto she coined, "Think Green," which was after her favorite color.
Everything was about green. You know, green shirt, green pants, green dots. Everything was just think green.
Gilmore says Jessica's family is taking the loss especially hard. Less than a year ago, her stepsister committed suicide, a tragedy friends say Jessica never forgot.
It hit her every once in a while because her sister was very important to her, but like when she needed us, we were there for her.
Through it all, though, friends say the high school senior learned to live each day like it was her last. A lesson they will remember with every song and trip to Lakeshore Park, Jessica's favorite place.
Anytime I see the reservoir of the water, it's always going to have Jessica written all over it.
You gotta think that she's not here anymore, but we try not to dwell on that and try to think of the good times.
Jessica's friends tell me they won't be wearing black to her funeral. Instead, they plan on paying tribute to her one last time by wearing blue jeans and green shirts. Joyce? We begin with breaking news tonight. A deadly house fire. It happened around 8 o'clock on Pine Circle in Brandon. At least 2 of those fires still burning in Orange and Riverside counties have been linked to arson. Now, all expenses are paid for volunteers who are willing to go to California to help out. If you're interested in joining the efforts, call 601-353-5442. Moving on now, the investigation continues tonight into the death of a Hinds County deputy. The Jackson Public School System will not be dishing out the most money in the sexual harassment settlement with a former principal.
Some kids got shot.
Still ahead tonight, a middle school football game turns chaotic after shots are fired and tapped out. The drought takes a toll on an entire town that's now left dry with no water. But first, I almost had to start my fireplace last night.
Heat kicking on in a lot of people's houses.
A Tennessee town facing a harsh reality tonight. They've run out of water. A spring that the town of Orem depends on has literally dried up. Coming up in sports, how the Golden Eagles are getting ready for their weekend tussle. It is cold. Okay, thank you, David. That's our broadcast tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Remember, our website, WAPT.com, is always built around you. Good night.